Welcome back to my vlog series for Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. Last week, I talked about a conversation I had over Facebook about the lack of resources available to those who are facing mental health struggles. It is true that depending on where you live, it can be harder to access things like in-person therapy or mental health treatment centers. We need to advocate for better funding and better resources to help those who are struggling. But this Facebook conversation also sent me on a quest to see what kinds of help are available to those who need it, so that I can be providing correct information in my videos and when I speak in schools. So I talked to Dan Reidenberg, the Executive Director for SAVE, which stands for Suicide Awareness Voices of Education. And Dan provided a lot of encouragement to me, and I wanted to share that with you. So now let's go into more detail on the mental health resources that are available to help people who need them. Number one, first is the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988 has just recently been designated as the new 3-digit dialing code that will route callers to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. As of July 2022, this code is available to everyone in the United States. This is a very new program, so I'm sure there's going to be some hiccups along the way, such as staffing and availability. But we are very excited and hopeful that this is going to help a lot more people, and in the long run will run smoothly. Think of it like 911 for mental health. When someone dials 988, they're connected to a national network of local crisis centers. And these centers are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Someone will answer the phone and provide free and confidential emotional support. This is for anyone who's depressed, going through a hard time, needs to talk, or is thinking about suicide. This is also for people who need help for their loved ones. The chat counselors are there to listen and support people through whatever difficult times they or their loved ones may be facing. If you call that number and you get a voicemail, try again, or try the suicide hotline or text line if you can't get through on 988. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-TALK. And the crisis text line can be reached by texting TALK to 741-741. So the second resource is the Got Your Back app. This past school year, I was at a school when I first learned about the Got Your Back app. The app's concept goes along with my PATH message, where I talk about the T in PATH, which stands for team. This mental health app was created by an organization called Jacob's Swag. It includes tools to help people cope with anxiety and depression. And it features include a My Squad support group, which is made up of your friends and family, as well as immediate messaging tools for the people in your squad if you ever need support and are not sure how to ask for help. There's also a one-touch access to crisis centers and hotlines and mindfulness exercises to help during moments of anxiety. The app also has a nationwide support services locator to help people find local help. There's even features like positive affirmations and a daily mood tracker. I highly recommend you check out this free app. Learn more and download it at jacobsswag.org or look for the Got Your Back app in your phone's app store. Third is talking to people. Just like the first two resources are free, so is this third one. Talking to people in your life is free. If you're a student, you have people like teachers and school counselors. You have other trusted adults like mentors, coaches, parents, aunts, uncles, and grandparents. And even if you haven't reached out to some of these people before, maybe you've never really sat down with your school counselor. I highly recommend trying this out. You may be surprised at how helpful and compassionate they can be and how they can provide you with tools and advice that can help. I'm hoping in most situations that they aren't going to judge you or make you feel bad for asking for help. But talking things out with someone who isn't necessarily a trained counselor is also great. Going to that aunt or uncle or that coach or mentor or to your parents gives you the chance to air your feelings in a safe place. Like we talked about in our first video of this series, the world is full of caring and compassionate people who are willing to listen and support others in their life. But if you've reached out to someone in the past and they weren't helpful, please reach out to someone else. There are so many benefits to talking through things with people. As humans, we are made for connection. So if you've had a bad experience, please don't let that stop you from reaching out to others in the future. There are people who care about you and who can be that listening ear that you need to get you through this hard time or to support you until you can get professional help. And that brings me to the fourth resource, professional help. There is no shame in getting help from a trained counselor, psychologist, or psychiatrist. Going to therapy has been one of the most beneficial things that I've done recently in my life. I've only gone to counseling for the past 5 years or so, but if I had known how much it would have helped me, I would have gone years ago. But I allowed the stigma of seeing a counselor to hold me back. And I believed the lies that I used to tell myself, such as, I'm strong enough, I don't need anybody else. I should have been seeing someone long ago. Because whenever I talk to my counselor, I always get helpful tools to improve my mental health. So where do you start? You can start with your primary health provider. Your doctor can get you a referral to a mental health program, depending on your needs. Sometimes there is a waiting period, so that's where I direct you back to the first 3 resources on this list. If you can't get help locally, there's a ton of online professional therapy options, including BetterHelp, Regain, Cerebral, Calmary, Talkspace, Teen Counseling, and more. And so if you're in crisis, please know that you can always call 988. You can always use the Got Your Back app for support. You can always talk to trusted people in your life about your feelings. Once you're able to see a therapist, make sure that you attend all your appointments and follow through on their recommendations. Sometimes that involves medication. Sometimes that involves doing exercises and implementing coping mechanisms. And I've heard from others that there are some side effects to certain medications. But please don't just stop taking the medication if you're experiencing side effects. Unless, of course, the side effects are suicidal thoughts, which is a very real side effect of some medications. Then I recommend going to an emergency room or go back to that doctor and see if there's another one that they can prescribe. I have seen that there are multiple medications for different situations, so please do not give up if the first one does not work. You may have to try multiple medications before finding the right one. Overall, just know that if you want to be well, you need to follow the plan that the professionals recommend. This is why they are professionals. Those people are there to help you, and I can't stress enough how beneficial therapy and medications can be for people who need support with their mental health. Thanks so much for tuning in to today's video about the resources available to those who are facing mental health struggles. I would now like to empower you to share these resources boldly with your friends, your family members, your social media network, or anyone. You can also comment below with other resources that you know about to help people who are watching this. Thank you for joining me in this mission.